not watching Best for View TV.
Yo, what's good? We got Best Point TV today, bro.
We got Lil Bran, you know what I'm saying, coming straight from the south side of Atlanta, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So who was Lil Bran and how'd you come up with your name, bro?
Lil Bran is a very versatile and unique artist, you know what I'm saying? Came up with the name myself, obviously my name is Brandon, so
Right.
it really was one of them things that like, I've been short my whole life, you know what I'm
So you been
saying?
short your whole life?
Yeah, so like, it was kind of given to me, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't big Brand, most folks, they call me Lil Bran when I'm still a big dog.
Right. So like before you was in rapper, people just calling you Lil Bran, so that was just,
Yeah.
Did you have to go through any other rap nigga? You know when niggas be rapping, they be want to make this shit sound unique.
No, like, that was like always my rap name.
Mm-hmm. And you just say you grew up in the South Side of Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Talk about life over here, brother. What's like what's it like a South Side Atlanta? Because everybody think Atlanta is one.
Southside is technically, as you know, I'm already just made the song. It's not really Atlanta. That's why we call it the South Side of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up in South Fulton, like that's 285 South. It's just like anywhere else for real. Like, you get what I'm saying? You got a whole bunch of everything just going on for real. Like, you can get caught up in the mix, or you can get caught up doing your own type thing. And that's really what I always tried to be on, was my own thing, no matter what I grew up around.
Alright, so recently, this girl named Moretta, I think it's her name, right?
Yeah.
She just dropped a song, Sorry Not Sorry, calling out all the places that's not from, like, that's not really Atlanta.
Yeah.
The name of the place, where you say you was from again?
I'm from the South Side.
No, but what's what is it, like, Golden County, like?
Oh, it's South Fulton.
Did she mention that not being South, like, really Atlanta?
Yeah, like the first city that she named was College Park.
Right.
That's South Fulton, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The South Side, so like, you know what I'm
So
saying?
how you feeling that niggas like her say, like, cause everybody on the outside looking at, cause again, I'm from New York, on the outside looking at Atlanta, just Atlanta choice, you feel me? How you feel when she's trying to say y'all not really from Atlanta, y'all really from the suburbs of Atlanta? Did that make y'all feel some type of way? How was the people in Atlanta taking it, basically?
Really don't even look at it no type of way, because like, we always claim the South Side, we won't ever claim the city. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And it's one of them things, like, if you want to be technical, we ain't got no zone. I said that in one of my songs. But we contribute to Atlanta just like anybody else. Plus, we all zone together. So it's like I said, we not zoned in Atlanta, but like, if you grew up on the South Side in Fulton County, you still tapped in with Atlanta. Like, you played, one of our biggest rivals was Mays. You know what I'm saying? That's on the west side. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, you playing Grady and all the APS schools, so like, you still tapped in.
Or so like when she said those are suburbs of Atlanta, it's all really just one. At the end of the day, that was just like a little song she just put together.
Yeah, like, you got to think a lot of great folk came from the South Side.
Right.
So.
Who came from the South Side? Because we look at Atlanta as one. We don't look at like North. We know Migos from the North and shit, but we really don't know the difference though.
Yeah, like, well, you know what I'm saying? Outkast, first of all, they the one that even put Atlanta on the map. They came from there. Jermaine Dupri, you got goddamn 2 Chainz, Gunna, you get what I'm saying? A whole bunch of folks came from the South. There's a lot more to come.
That's what I like to see. Right now, Atlanta is like heavily influenced on the whole world, right? How do you feel about that? Like, everybody coming to Atlanta to network and shit. Everybody listen to Atlanta music. Everybody trying to sound like Atlanta. How does that make y'all feel, bro?
Yeah, really, it's just like, shit, like, it's a good feeling, you know what I'm saying, to have a spotlight on you, but it's one of them things, like, shit, like, it's really normal to us. Like, we just being ourselves. It ain't like niggas gotta do too much, you know what I'm saying? It's like, shit, it's just a good thing to see the world fucking with the movement, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So how do you feel about the support in Atlanta? Because, you know, oftentimes you hear Atlanta supports Atlanta, but you're an up-and-coming artist. Do you feel like you get that same support from other major artists?
I see what folk be saying when they be like, Atlanta supports Atlanta, but it's not really like what they try to make it seem. Like, I ain't gonna say it's just like as bad as somewhere else, but it's still like, niggas gotta fuck with you to wanna put you on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have a gatekeeper that, like, unless you fucking with his folks, they'll see you doing what you gotta do, but you gotta really just pay and tap in and work just as hard as somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As the next person and shit like that. Like, it's one of them things, like, you might know folks, you might run into folks, but if you ain't really they folks, they ain't just fucking with you.
Put you on, right?
Yeah, like the folk be seeing fucking with each other, they been knew each other from the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They been knew each other back in the day, so it's like, that's why you see them just so tapped in.
That, you always hear that, like, I went to high school, such and such. Like, I heard like DC Young Fly, so you went to high school with Young Thug and shit. Then you see like 21 Savage, and it was like they all got some type of dealing. Is that how? Would you say Atlanta is close? Like, or is it like everybody doing their own thing? 'Cause you feel me? The way you be looking at, like the way you be looking to me is like everybody know each other. Like it's a big city, but at the same time it's a small city where everybody know each other.
Yeah, it's one of them things like it's easy to get known. I say as far as like if you just like really from here, like you grew up around certain folk, like you'll get to realize like the city, like you said, it's big, but it ain't that big.
Right.
But then it's folks that like kind of be out the way to where it's like it may seem like damn, like they kind of out of touch.
Right. So let's take away from Atlanta, right? I know Richie was from Denver, right?
Yeah, I was born out there.
He was born out there. How long did you live out there?
I lived out there till I was like 6 or 7.
Oh, so you
6, 7.
So you really experienced high school and shit in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, like elementary through high school, like was in Atlanta.
Right. But you got any of your Denver roots in you? Does that play an influence in your music?
Nah, not really, cause like I remember like simple things from out there, but I don't really remember too much.
Right.
Like I done went back cause I got family out there, but it's like I couldn't even tell you how to get around.
Are you tapped to the Denver scene out there or some shit like that?
Nah, but like I'm open to it cause it's like shit. I was born out there. So
right. You gotta tap in. That's a different market type shit. That's a different market. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I was doing my research, I seen you performing at a lot of schools in Atlanta. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And there's millions of rappers in Atlanta. You feel me? How'd you get the opportunity to perform at all these schools, bro? How you even go about getting that, bro, or putting yourself in position to do that?
Really, it was just working. I ain't never had no manager. Mm-hmm. I still don't got a manager, so it's one of them things like I've always been like an introvert growing up, but with the music shit, I realized like somebody got to talk to him. Like I said, I ain't got no manager, so it's one of them things like just being vocal, knowing how to network,
right?
And knowing how to network and all that type of shit. It really just put me in position to be able to get those opportunities.
So you saying you don't got no manager, you doing this shit all by yourself. So all you niggas at home making excuses for like, oh, I ain't got this opportunity, I got it. Y'all sit on y'all ass like he out here working. But let me ask you this question, bro, because being an up-and-coming artist is hard for one, because everybody want to be a rapper nowadays. You feel me? What type of shit you have to say to like the schools, the artists, to like even get a chance to like for them to believe in you or to even give you opportunity?
What I have to say to everybody is
like, what do you say to the people? Let me be more clear with the question.
Okay.
Like, how you go about, like, asking, like, a principal or, like, yo, can I perform at your school or something like that? Cause, you know, there's probably millions of niggas that ask to perform at a school and they probably get turned down. But you was, like, back to back to back to back.
It's really just one of them things, like, you gotta know and be comfortable with hearing the word no. Like, what I mean by that is, like, it's like they say you miss every shot you don't take. So it's one of them things, like, I go into every situation just being me, being genuine. And of course, throughout that, folks just fuck with my vibe. You know what I'm saying? I be knowing what I be talking about too. So it's one of them things like I said, me and my brother will go in, we know what we want out of the situation, you know what I'm saying? Set everything up and they either fuck with it or they don't. The majority of the time, they gonna fuck with it every time.
Right. So you could take the no and bounce back from it type shit.
Yeah.
So you say you don't got no management deal, but on Instagram and like on like the Apple Music, it says you signed to like FBE.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
That's Finesse for a Blessing Entertainment. That's a label that me and my brother started.
So that's y'all shit. That's not y'all signed to nobody else.
Oh yeah, I ain't signed to nobody.
How y'all come on that Finesse for Blessing? What does that mean, bro? Because when you say Finesse for Blessing, how can you finesse a blessing, bro? Finesse
for a Blessing. Really, my brother came up with the name.
Let them know who your brother is. They might not know.
My brother Jay Kelly. You know what I'm saying? But what Finesse for a Blessing means is basically like finessing any situation that you in for the betterment of yourself. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? Everything I do is pure-hearted and genuine. So it's like, it's a lot of people that was born in the struggles and deal with certain things that you can't handle. So it's basically just finessing your situation, finesse your way out of it, you know what I'm saying, which is the blessing, that you was able to get out your situation. So whatever you got to do to survive and everything, like, just know that you're doing it for a better purpose.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that you said that, because when I heard somewhere in your song you said, I stopped hoping and I started finessing. I thought you was talking about scamming or some shit, but you, like, I ain't really want to ask you that on care type shit, but you took that finessing word to use it in a different way, a little bit more positive, you feel me? Like, a lot of people like to say finessing and, we don't think it's scamming, but you using that shit for like, alright, I'm gonna find a way to get to the top with, like, regardless of any situation I come up with, feel me? But I just mentioned you hooping, right?
Yeah.
You had hoop dreams at one point in time, right? And you said they used to call you Lil Bran because you were small. Let's talk about your hoop dreams, bro. It's to the point you got the Denver jersey on.
Yeah. Well, of course I'm born in Denver, so I had to put on the Nuggets jersey. But as far as hoop dreams, like, I played sports all my life, so like that's all I ever really knew. And I started rapping, I'd say like around 15. I was 10th grade. I was hooping at the time. Crazy story how I started rapping in general, but bullshit happened with my coach, and you get what I'm saying? I really just stopped hooping for real.
So like the relationship between you and your coach stopped you from hooping overall?
Yeah.
And I be hearing a lot of stories like that. Put them on. What happened, bro? You feel me? Niggas might not know this side about you.
Well, if you tapped in or you went to Creekside, you know, like our head coach had got fired for some other shit and got a new coach in, and he fucked up the whole program. Lost a lot of niggas scholarships, cut a lot of folks for some bullshit, and just threw our whole season away for real, back to back. Like, he was like the quickest coach to come in and out of Creekside. Like,
so you never able to bounce back or never thought about transfer to a different school?
I could have, but by then, like, real life was hitting me so much, and I was just finding myself to where I wasn't even focused on that no more. I was like trying to give me some money.
I definitely respect that. So you say you went from hooping to like trying to become a rapper. Was it like, did you go from hooping to trying to find something that you were interested in, or would it go straight from hooping to rapping?
It was really like anything I do, I don't never really just like. I really go with the flow. Obviously, it's stuff I want to do, but it's like how I started rapping. Like it was a hobby. Like I was still hooping at times before like the whole shit with my coach and everything happened, and I was rapping for maybe a year and a half, 2 years before that whole basketball shit happened. But by then, like I found a passion for rapping, so it was kind of like that what I was already doing. Like it's what I'm gonna stick to. It's my outlet, you know what I'm saying? I just lost my biggest outlet, which is hooping. So.
Right. So like you say you was already rapping while you was hooping, right? Mm-hmm. Immediately after like the whole coaching situation happened, you started to fall out of love with basketball and shit. Did you immediately like was rapping there for you to cope with pain or something like that?
Yeah.
So let's talk about like you going to the studio and shit. You might not even go to the studio. You start making music and shit. You 15, and you know, oftentimes the statistics says everybody go from hooping and basketball. That be everybody's dreams. Again, like a million rappers, right? What made everybody start fuck with you? Or they take people a minute to fuck with you?
You talking about like the rap shit?
Yeah, rap shit.
It was one of them things to where like I had like just started really getting known, so it was like folks was tapping in. Mm-hmm. But what really made them fuck with me was like just the consistency. Like even to this day, it's like I still work and grind for everything I got, because it wasn't just given to me. Like, I'll be lying to say folks just immediately just gravitated to everything.
Right.
Took them a minute, you know what I'm saying? Some folks tried to downplay it, some folks they just, I don't know, they didn't want to tap in, so, you know.
Was you rapping in school?
Yep.
So talk about like you know, people gonna make fun of you rapping in school, or people gonna jack you? What was going on in school?
Both.
And how were you able to deal with it? Because you know sometimes people don't know how to really like. Again, you said earlier you said you know how to take note, but at the same time when people talk about you and it's not always so good. How was you able to cope with that?
I'm the type, like, shit, folks can say whatever, like, if you ain't gonna say it to my face, like, shit, it's really pointless.
Right.
You ain't gonna really get no good reaction out of me, so it's like, just take it how you get it, you know what I'm saying?
Right. What's the song, your biggest single that I forgot what it's called?
The biggest one I'll say is 10 Toes.
10 Toes, right?
So far.
Yeah, I might got to confuse with somebody else. 10 Toes, right? Talk about how 10 Toes came about and how you was able to push that to make your biggest single.
As far as that song, like, really one of them things, like, on the way to the studio, producer sent the beat, and as soon as I heard it, I heard like the first 5-10 seconds. I'm like, oh yeah, they hard. So cut the beat off. Like I said, I pull up to the studio, load it up, really just freestyle like everything I was going through, like just put my pain into the music for real, and then like fucking with it.
And then from there, just went out. Did you put any promo money, or did you have to promote it a little bit more harder?
Yeah, I definitely put some promo money into basically anything I do, but as far as that, like, it was a mix of like natural growth plus like what I did. Or
as an artist, especially in Atlanta, because everybody think you come out to Atlanta and it's easy networking, just you get rich or something like that. Do you feel like it's easy, like when you got a fire ass song to push it in Atlanta, or is that harder?
What I say is like, it's yes and no. Like if you think you just finna come to Atlanta and just blow, if that's your mindset, I'm not killing it. Because it can happen, but it's not just that simple. You got to think it's an oversaturated market. Mm-hmm. You can walk down the street and tell 1,000 niggas you rap, they're going to say, I do too. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of niggas that got good songs. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's one of them things, like, if you just, everything got a line for you. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen, but I'll be lying to say it's just like the easiest thing. Like, you can go to the country and get a way bigger fan base than you can in Atlanta, because folks going to goddamn downplay your shit. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say you part of like this new wave of Atlanta rappers coming out, right? From we done had Lil Baby, we done had the Migos, and every like I say 3, 4, 5 years is a new like a wave of rappers coming out. Who else would you say is in that wave right now? I got you, I got Jay Killen. Who else is in it?
Oh, gotta put, of course, FN going crazy. FN the Dilla.
FN the Dilla.
Slime like Shotty.
Right.
My boy Honcho going crazy. Lil Man, Mad Mark. Goddamn Lil Jahari. Lil Moon. Gotta put Lil Cheeto. Like, there's a lot of folks out here making noise. Like, niggas gotta tap into.
Are you working with any of these niggas anytime soon?
Oh, yeah. Like, I got a song with Lil Jahari, Jay Killer, Lil Moon. Me and Lil Cheeto got an unreleased song, and then more to be coming. You get what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. So we're gonna see y'all networking how to like the generation before you. I'm not even say generation before you, but like the way before y'all was networking and shit.
Oh yeah. Like,
I definitely respect that. I ain't gonna lie. Are y'all tapped into like, cause you know Atlanta's the most popping city right now. So you could get to the point where that's all you listen to. Do y'all be listening to any other city? Like, is there any artists like who y'all be bumping, bro?
I listen to like a lot of music. Like, you make good music, I'm listening to it.
Word.
So like, I listen to a lot of Florida rappers, Memphis rappers, a couple niggas from Philly, a couple folks from where I want to say, of course, Chicago.
Word.
Yeah, I really just listen to whatever just sound good for real. Like, I ain't really just no biased person.
I ain't gonna lie, when I was listening to your music, I kind of got like a New York influence. Do you be listening to a lot of New York music?
If you want to be real, no.
You
like,
don't listen to it?
I listen to it, but I'll be lying to say I listen to a lot. Like, the only niggas from New York that I listen to is like, of course, A Boogie, and then a couple little TJ songs. I fuck with they sound. I'm just be lying if I said I'm like they biggest supporter.
Right.
Like, fuck what them boy got going on for sure.
I ain't gonna. That's crazy that you said it, cause I kind of got like a New York influence from you. Like, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the beats you took picking or some shit. Like, but I got kind of new. So I'm like, maybe he be listening to New York or like influence, and he's trying to like bring that New York way to Atlanta. Cause it seems like sometimes you go to Florida, bro, they don't be know what's going on in New York. Or you go to like LA, they don't be tuned in. Like, it's like every city be tuned into their own market. So it'd be like, that shit kind of crazy that you only know what's going on in New York for real.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, I was doing my research and shit, and you ain't dropped a project since 2019. I want to say, bro, what's up with that, bro?
Really just like I'm a perfectionist, and I'm the type like I said, we do everything ourselves. Ain't got no management. We the label. We just everything. So it's like sometimes I get caught up just trying to make everything perfect, and I be learning from my mistakes. So it's one of them things like the rap game ain't cheap. So I really been trying to like get my behind the scenes shit right. So when I do drop, which I am dropping this year, it makes sense and it just can really get the recognition that it needs.
Word. Nah, I definitely feel that. What's the name of your project you got coming out?
Destined for Greatness.
Destined for Greatness. And
yeah.
What's the meaning behind this?
Basically, like, I feel like how the title says, like, I'm destined for greatness. Like, it's something that out of all the things I done been through, the knowledge I done gained, and just everything dealing with me as a person and me as an artist, like, success is destined for me. It may not have came on that big level yet, but it's on the way, and I know it. So it's like, I know I'm destined for greatness, and I gotta remind myself that every day just to manifest it.
Right. And I remember you dropped the project in 2019, right? And it's been like, how long? That's like 3 years, right? 2019, 2022, that's 3 years, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is different from that project to the project you got coming out? Like, how have you grew as an artist?
I grew a lot. Like, when I dropped that project, I was still fresh out of high school, you get what I'm saying? So it was like, I had been in the game, but I still, like, hadn't even gone through, I wouldn't say gone through, I still hadn't learned how to put what I went through in songs. And then a lot didn't happen, not even just like, of course, like outside of music, but even in the industry from then to now that I got to talk about. And when I first started rapping, I ain't start rapping like in no studio or on no software. I was rapping on my phone.
Word.
So it was like around then, like I was still finding my sound.
Word. So do you feel like you found your sound officially now?
I feel like I found a good percent of it. I feel like I never fully know my sound because it's one of them things to where like I said, I'm versatile, so I feel like it's always something like more that I could tap into.
Okay. That's definitely fire. So earlier I was going through your gram and shit, and I seen you had pictures of King Von. You mentioned like knowing YN Melly or something like that. Like, talk a little bit more about that.
Well, as far as Von and Melly, it was one of them things like we wasn't just like locked in on some like, oh yeah, them the bros, woo the woo. It was one of them things like I had met Vaughn like right before he like
took off.
Yeah, like right before he took off. We was in Phipps Plaza, goddamn in Gucci.
I was about to say I don't know what that is.
Yeah, right across from Lenny. It was at Phipps Plaza in Gucci, and me and my brother was just up there and shit. Ran into Vaughn and Melly, like they like I said, Vaughn hadn't taken off yet. Melly at like his peak.
Yeah.
And it was like on some crazy shit. It was like a week or two before Melly got locked up for all the shit he got going on now. Tapped in with them boys or whatever. And then like I said, Melly got locked up. It was like, damn, that shit was just crazy. And then Vaughn, it was one of them things like we just seen Vaughn outside of like it's a club that we be tapped into called Opium. That's where he was booked to perform the night he died. And we was there that night. We was in VIP, like he had like 5 sections full of folks. We was in VIP with him and shit. And left like an hour before everything went down.
See, y'all was at the location. Was at the actual location, like the shit happened, like the night of.
No, like what happened was, okay, he was booked to perform
at Opium.
Yeah, like.
Oh, then he went to the other location.
Yeah, so like we was just there type shit, ran into him, so we in VIP just.
So you was
network.
So you was basically at King Von last performance.
Yeah, like got a whole video of this shit.
Word.
And then like I said, he was in good spirits. Like you would have never thought that shit would have happened. Like nigga always smiling, whole bunch of shit. We left, go home. I don't even hear about the shit till the next morning. Folks blowing up my phone because they seen we was outside. Yeah, so they like, bro, you straight? You straight? Like what the fuck happened? They like, bro, Vaughn dead. I'm like, what? Go look, like all over the news. We like, damn, this shit crazy. Like he got killed at an after hour spot.
Word. That shit was sad. I ain't gonna lie. I remember seeing the news. I'm like, the first thing they said he was shot, and I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna die. Like everything going great for him. There ain't no way you could check out like that. And unfortunately, like that shit happens. But talk about running to like celebrities and, like at concerts and shows in Atlanta. How did that go? But do the niggas be respecting you when you come up to them?
Really depend on like
who it is.
Really depend on who it is and where. And I be understanding that like it's one of them things like you can't have no pride in this shit. Like you gotta understand these folks human too. So some niggas do be some assholes. So like of course you don't really fuck with no bad vibes, but like you gotta understand some folks like they just don't be in the mood to talk.
Right.
So it'd be one of them things like you either catch them at the right moment or shit. You gotta catch them again.
Right. I know. I don't know where I found out, but I seen you had a relationship with Lotto too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about your relationship with Lotto and like. Is she from the South Atlanta too? She putting it on right now too.
Yeah, she from Clayco. Yeah, but I fuck with Lotto. Like Lotto, real genuine. Like it's one of them things too. Just ran the Lotto a lot over the years, like a whole bunch of different situations to where it's like just the respect when we see each other type shit.
So she know what's going on, she know who you is type shit.
Yeah, and then like I'm locked in with her team, like DJ Vaughn, all them folks, like them the bros, like them boys cool as hell, you get what I'm saying? So like proud of her success too, cause like she done came a long way, like you know what I'm saying, and didn't come easy. Like got a crazy manager, Brandon be going crazy, like make sure everything's straight for her and all. So like the folks like they definitely show love.
Right. Now that's fire. So I ain't gonna lie, I see you a big Hoop fan. You got Denver, you got a Denver jersey and shit. You gotta come out the West and you gotta come out the East, bro.
I'm not gonna cap to you. The past 2 years I've been out of touch with
You just lost the love for basketball.
No, it's one of them things like I was saying, like around the time when I dropped that mixtape, like I told myself I gotta get more focused
on music, right? So
like I sold like my TV, my game system, everything. Like,
you made a sacrifice. You cut off the game.
I took everything away. Like you know what I'm saying. You talk to my folks like I like a silent ass house. Like I just recently got a TV bill.
So alright, so let me ask you this: when you're not doing music, what are you doing, bro? Like, or is it just all music right now? You disciplined just strictly music.
Hustling, getting some money for real.
Right. So your main focus is music. I ain't gonna lie, I respect that because a lot of people be making excuses and shit, but they can't cut off simple distractions because they I don't feel like people don't love their dream enough to really get cut off simple distractions and shit.
Yeah.
That's definitely fire. Well, we about to get up out of here real quick. Shout out BestsPointOfViewTV for the interview, bro.
Shout out BestsPointOfViewTV, man, having me on here. You get what I'm saying? Lil Bran coming straight from the South Side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we out.
Check it. Trials and tribulations, I'm just trying to live my life, hoping I make the right decisions, cause I wanna live it right. I remember nights, no sleep, feeling weaker than 7 days. Now I'm using my clever ways to make sure my songs getting played, but these These niggas doubt me, they think I'm not gonna make it, but soon I'm gonna be rich and happy, that girl getting naked. I promise you I'm the best, supreme Nakshi. I'm on the rise, smoking dope and I'm getting high. Spirit, she floating to the sky. I wonder if they go think I'm a joke because